Now I'm doing several things at once while I'm doing this to my vehicle, but I decided to go ahead and make a video just kind of showing you guys how to plug up your camera to your aftermarket stereo. Now, what I'm doing here is getting ready to run wire, and what you're going to need is the camera itself and a wire like this with a video output, and this right here would be my trigger wire. Now, in order to do a camera the way that it's intended to work, you want the camera on at all times so you can go to it on your car stereo and turn it on at will. You don't want it to just come on, you know, only when you're in backup mode. You always want it to come on. So I'm gonna show you how to wire it up like that. And I'm going to wire it on the left side because I want all of my signal cables over here. And again, I'm doing other projects along with this as well. And the way I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna come through this one panel right here, which I've already popped off, run a wire up through there, drill through here, and come back to my tail light because I will need that parking lot to trigger the radio to turn the camera on. Okay, so here's the first wire ran. By all means tuck this one, but you still have to take this part off. You can tuck it under this one, the actual A-pillar, and then you can tuck it under that. Now remember, I've got the panel removed, so it's going to be a little bit easier to do right here. Definitely remove this panel, and then there you go. You got your wire. They can go all the way back there to the back. We just need it lengthwise to reach outside of the truck. It's going to be putting a hole right here, and I'll show you that here in just a little bit. Now we're going to go ahead and take the same path and tuck the video wire, which is right here, and we'll put it on the same path. However, we're going to remove this grommet here and this one here so we can go inside, and we got to take off this panel and this panel because so we can get to the camera that's going to hang on the tag. So we got to make sure we take care of all that first. That's your camera mount right here behind the tag. I'll mount right here behind the tag. I poked out this little where you would screw in the bottom part of the tag. Poke that out. I'll put some duct tape right here because I don't have any weather strip tape. And then we'll put the tag in front of this. All right, so this is my duct tape job. Nobody would ever see this behind the tag. Then you've got your wire on the inside here. And now what we have to do is loop it out and run it along right here with this. So again, so it's serviceable. I may just put it on the inside, like in here, and then run these wires along that right there. So that way, like I said, it's serviceable. But again, we have to run this power wire. We'll ground it, you know, in here somewhere. I'll have to check and make sure we got a good ground. We'll ground it in there somewhere and then run the power wire all the way over to this side over here. No, the power wire will be daisy chained through these. Yeah, the power wire will be daisy chained here and then on up. So yeah, so that's how that'll work. So what I want to check is to make sure that I'm getting continuity through the end of this wire of the RCA and my intended power source wire that's coming from the camera. And I always check this just to make sure. So let's just make sure that we're getting connection here. Yep. So this would be our power wire, and that works right there. So it's all integrated in together. So that's a good sign. We'll check this one to make sure. Because the one thing you don't want to do is run it all the way up there trying to figure out anything's happening. There ain't nothing happening because you didn't check. So let's see. All right, so on our extra wire, they're good too. All right, now you got to go with removing these right here. These do not just pop out, okay? So first you have to take the little rubber piece off of it. You see these little tabs right here? Okay. You don't pull, you pull like out of them. You see that little clip right there? Right here, it releases. And then you just do it all the way around, and then this thing will pop out, because you can't leave it in there and then expect to get a good seal when you put it back on. So that's how you do this. Just pull this out right here, pull these tabs outward, and then it'll pop loose. And you do the same thing for this one right here, because we've got to go up through this grommet in order to make this thing happen. So just kind of show you what I'm talking about. Pull it out. But you get the idea, just pull it out and then pop it out. And that's how you do it. And I'm gonna go ahead and get this one popped out so I can run my wire and get it on the inside here, so I can run it that way. All right, so everyone pretty much has their own method of fishing wire. Best way for me, I found, is to use a very long zip tie, and it's going up through there, through here, through that grommet, through that one, the ceiling, and into right there. And then what I'm gonna do is tape this on about right there. And then I'm gonna show you what I'm gonna use to make sure that it goes to that grommet. Very smooth. I bought some of this for my toolbox. You can use soap and water or whatever, but this right here, man, slides on through that hole just perfect. See, got it right on through there, no issues. It's on in the grommet. And we'll go ahead and pull it on through. Just like that. And that's how it's supposed to look. So you can put your grommet back on, and you'll never know that wire's in there. Well, you know the wire's in there, but if somebody looks at your work, they won't know. Yeah, man. All right, so you see we got this wire ran. And like I said earlier, it's never long enough. So this is not gonna reach all the way up to the front. And that's the reason why I put a link in there like this. And then you get more wire connected. Like that. See? And wire these two together, and then you're good on the other end of the spectrum, and then you run that on up to the front. So that's how you take care of that. So I'm not going to bore you with the wire running, but I'll show you what it looks like after that, as well as me tying all of this in right here. and we will start looking into buttoning everything back up once we test the camera and make sure that it all works. All right, so we got the gray wire right here. It's going to be the trigger. Just pulls off like so, and then I've got it plugged to the green wire of the parking light right there. I did a splice and then put it in there like that. Shouldn't come loose. I was gonna do a T-tap, but I said, I'll just do it this way. But you can't use a T-tap. So that's what you do right here. And then pop the hole in right here. And then one right there. And then one right there. And then it goes all the way up to the front. And then I've got these wires lined right here. And there's my connection that I daisy chained. And then the other wire goes all the way on up to the front. 'Cause like I said, these cameras never come with a long enough wire. So you have to buy extra. So the wire is tucked behind the panel here. And it runs on up through here. And on up through here. Then I took this piece off right here. Okay. And then there it is on the inside right there. I got it all wrapped up and on into here and come out right there. So we'll be using this one right here for the trigger, and it's on the back purple, and then this will turn on the camera and keep it on at all times. And I'll put this wire on a relay that's going to come out of there, because I'm putting a relay behind there to up the amperage on the remote wire that goes back out to, you know, the back for the stereo, and you can add as many turn-ons as you want to. So this will turn the camera on and keep it on, and then this will plug into the back of the radio. So let me show you a little bit about my wiring. So everything else is pretty much standard, but the thing that I did do, I integrated a relay into the main power wires and everything, ground, power, and all. And this right here will be the turn-ons for everything. This will essentially turn, one of them will turn on the amp in the back, and then the other one will turn on the camera. And that's all I need for this turn on for now. I'll probably end up having to add another one on there because I'm gonna have some switches up front, but for right now, this is what the camera will be plugged up to, and the remote turn on switch. So, and what's powering that? It's all powering on this side of the harness, not the radio side, this side, because all the power will go through here and then power up the actual harness. So it's important you remember what side to put it on. So yeah, so let's go ahead and get this plugged up and see what the camera is doing. If it's doing anything, it might not even work. All right, guys, you're gonna get a first turn on with me. So let's see what we got. Yeah. Oh my God, the radio turns on. Yeah, man. But we want to know if the camera's gonna cut on. So let's see here. I know there's a setting in here where you have to turn the camera on itself. Camera setting, camera view on, and battery. So let's go to camera view. There's nothing, but let's plug the camera up. Here we go, we got clouds. Hold on. Turn this off. Because I don't have the camera plugged up right here. So go ahead and plug it up. Right there. Let's see if we got clouds. Camera view. Here we go. We got clouds. So the camera is working. And I'm going to get this put in and show you the reverse function. Okay. So there's the camera view. And it's all hooked up. So that's kind of what I was saying, the way that your camera have to hook up, you know, and it's not in reverse. You know, that's the way you want it to work. You want it to be on all the time, because these radios have a camera view button that you can go to and then just switch the camera on at will. Now if the truck started up, and like I said, we put it to the trigger, on the rear light, let's make sure that it switches when it's in reverse, and it does. And that's basically what you get. You can turn the grid lines on this camera, but I mean on this particular unit, but I'm never going to use it. It cuts off. If you got any questions, hit me up on this install here. And I hope you liked the video. Would love to have you as a subscriber. And shoo, bye. That's it. Peace out.